So when I first heard about Chatter, I said, why hasn't somebody else done this?
Chatter's interesting because what it does, I think, is it connects for the first time the transactions that happen in a business with the people who are doing them.
One of the things I think that's really great about Chatter is that it is a familiar interface, and it looks familiar, and the process is known to people.
So as an end user, I really don't have to do anything to know how to use Chatter. I'm doing the things that I always do anyway. So even if I'm not an existing user of some of these new technologies, it's pretty intuitive.
Chatter really is a lot of fun to use.
It's easy, it's simple, it's what you do in your day already.
I think I already know how to use it because it looks like it works like all the other tools that we use every day in business.
So to have the application talk to you is really, the one thing that I saw when I first heard about this. It's wow, it's not just people that have to Chatter anymore. It's things, it's applications, it's data that now is chattering. It's amazing.
So by just putting it out there in Chatter, it gets picked up and it gets its own life, and issues get resolved.
And you can see it literally unfolding on the screen for you, where before you'd have to go look at 6 different systems and look at that. Chatter brings it all into one place.
It allows us to collaborate outside of our individual groups. So marketing sees it, sales sees it, operations see it.
We think it's a very powerful way for us to even be more transparent than we are today and really connect not only within the enterprise and across the various functions at Interisys and Siemens Enterprise, but also expand that insight and openness and accountability to our customers and partners.
The performance of DenMat is going to go through the roof when we're done rolling out Chatter.
I think it's revolutionary, and I can't wait.
I believe that Chatter is going to absolutely be a game changer.
I love Chatter.
We love Chatter.
Hey, when data's got something exciting to say, it really should start chattering.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman and CEO, Salesforce.com, Marc Benioff.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for coming to our Chatter launch. And today is a super exciting day for us for a lot of different reasons. But the number one reason is we think this is really the beginning of something special. Something special and something extremely exciting. And the reason why it's so exciting is because we think there is a fundamental change going on in computing. I want to talk about that today. I have several slides on that. And we're starting today and taking the message that you're going to see and taking it on the road. We think it's extremely important for us to bring this message in a high-touch way to our customers. And how many people in the room today are customers with us? Can you raise your hand if you're a customer of sales? So we're really trying to emphasize that. That's a key part of this program. We're looking for that early feedback from you. We're tuning, we think, is going to be a critical and seminal part of our architecture and what we're doing. And this is, as I said, the start of something very, very exciting for Salesforce.com. So before I begin, just a quick look at our safe harbor statement. We are going to be looking at a number of pieces of technology that are not generally available today. And so the safe harbor statement is extremely important. For those of you who've been to our events before, you've seen this. And if you don't have time to look at it now, it's also available on our website. Our mission, as you know, is to be an evangelist of a pioneering new model of computing. On March 8th, it'll be 11 years that we've been doing this. And we believe in cloud computing. We believe that there is a fundamentally better way to provide computing to companies, to enterprises, and that's the cloud. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we're all about. We started out really talking about applications moving to the cloud. That was especially important. And of course, we took our namesake, Salesforce Automation. We've brought that to the cloud, customer service and support, and we've brought other key applications to the cloud as well. And then we really started pioneering a new idea that platforms are moving to the cloud. And that's the fundamental idea that you would use services to build apps. And when we started with that, there were basically no other platforms as a service. People would kind of look at us somewhat cross-eyed. Today, we have a lot of exciting choices to have platform as a service. So these have been two critical things that have held Salesforce.com up and given us the energy and the momentum, the vision to grow and to achieve our success. And today we're really starting to talk about collaboration moving to the cloud. You know, for a long time, for more than 20 years, we've been dealing with collaboration metaphors pioneered by Lotus Notes and Novell GroupWise, and those are still dominant in so many of our customers. How many people here have Lotus Notes in their company? Anybody raising their hand? We still have a few out there. And also, how about Microsoft SharePoint? Do we have any of that out there? So we see these kind of legacy tools for collaboration inside our customers, but we see the same opportunity as we have moved them from their applications into services and platforms into services. We see collaboration moving into services, and we're going to talk about that today. We think the cloud computing model is the right place to be. It's just much faster, much easier, and much lower cost, and it really gives our customers the fundamental technology to begin to accept all these other new things as well, and you're going to see that as we begin to turn on collaboration services for a lot of our customers and their existing applications instantly. Of course, Salesforce.com has had a very good year, as we announced in November. We're at a $1.3 billion revenue run rate, and we have had over 67,900 customers, as we also announced in our November quarter. And the cloud serves companies of every size, very, very large companies, small companies, and medium-sized companies, and that's also represented by who's in the audience with us today. That's been very important for us because we really have wanted to bring the message that this isn't just about small companies, which is initially kind of how cloud computing got tagged, but for the largest and most important companies in the world as well, cloud computing has been critical for them. And we've had broad recognition for innovation in the cloud. The major analysts and media companies recognizing us as a leader in these areas. This has been very important both in the technology model and in the business model. Also, very important to us is our foundation work. As you know, we took 1% of our equity, 1% of our profit, and 1% of our time when we started Salesforce.com, and we started our foundation the same day we started our business. We'll deliver over 165,000 hours of community service this year. We run almost 7,000 nonprofits for free, and we have over $18 million in grants. And I know Harold Brooks is here, who's the CEO of the local Red Cross, who's one of our customers, and we're very excited to have him with us as well. As we've worked over the last decade to build and deliver our vision for cloud computing, it started with a fundamental premise of the security and reliability and trust of our customers. We've continually focused on this fundamental infrastructure to make sure that as we grew and that as our customers grew, that we were able to deliver them that level of enterprise capability that they would demand. We added that capability, the security, the reliability, the scalability, the optimization levels, the APIs. On top of that, we added a development platform. And we saw customers begin to build and extend on top of our existing apps and even create new apps. How many people here have used Force.com or customized their applications or added custom fields or tabs or any aspects? So quite a few hands going up. And this has been a very important part of our system because we really wanted to show how building and delivering applications and technology with our system was different than the traditional model. And our metadata architecture really came forward with this Force.com development platform. But as we announced at our Dreamforce conference, not only do we have this tremendous infrastructure, not only do we have this tremendous development platform for building any applications, but we're now adding a new layer of collaboration on top of that. And you're going to see that today. The use of profiles and status updates and groups and feeds and document sharing, not just at the application level, but at the platform level, so that customers and ISVs can build apps that are collaboration apps, as well as use that functionality to create more productivity and more performance in their own companies. And on top of all this, we deliver our best-of-breed applications, our Sales Cloud, our Service Cloud, the ability to build new applications with Custom Cloud, and our Collaboration Cloud, Chatter. Now, before I go on, I just want to stop here. And what I really want to talk about is, I really think something fundamental is happening at this very moment in our industry. Now, when we look at computing cycles and we've seen a lot of exciting computing cycles. In fact, when we saw a shift in computing cycles, that's when we founded Salesforce.com. We've moved from mainframe computing in the 60s and mini computing in the 70s to PCs in the 80s to desktop and internet computing in the 90s, and that's when we said, geez, wow, enterprise computing, that can be part of this as well. We're seeing something shift here. We're seeing a new mobile internet emerge. It's almost like a tsunami, how much is happening in this area. The fundamental things, the fundamental use cases for consumers with the internet have changed. If you look at internet usage over the last 3 years, it's starting to look more and more that a third of internet usage is collaboration, like Facebook. A third of it is video, and a third of it is search. And this is very, very different than what it looked like when we started the company. And it's very, very different than where we were just a few years ago. And this change, where consumers are collaborating and sharing information and becoming smarter about each other, and this change where consumers can get rich content and collaborate around that content, and this change where they can find any information in the world and get to it when they need to get to it, that these three changes are also being amplified by another fundamental change, which is that it's not about the PC. It's not even about the desktop. It's really not even about the netbook. It's about this next generation of mobile computers that are in our hands. Rich devices like the iPod and the iPhone and the iPad, rich devices like the BlackBerry, and the rich devices like the Android devices, that these three devices are starting to dominate, certainly here in the United States, the fundamental way that we access the internet. So the three things that we're accessing are different, and the way we're getting to them is different as well. That's a pretty big shift in computing. What it really says is where we're going to be 3 years from now is going to be at a completely different place. You see, when we started Salesforce.com in 1999, we had watched, starting in 1994, how consumers started to change their behavior with Amazon.com and with Yahoo and with Google and so forth. And we said, well, why am I building my enterprise software that looks like it was in the 1980s when we're delivering Amazon.com with this rich capability? In the same way, we now have to look at the enterprise software and the cloud computing technology that we're delivering right now and say, hold on, we have to make a fundamental shift in how we're delivering cloud computing. We are really on the precipice of the movement from Cloud 1 to Cloud 2. And where Cloud 1 was about some fundamental things for our customers, the reasons they bought our products, because they were low cost. They were about speed, getting it done quickly, getting it implemented quickly, getting a fast ROI, making it very, very easy to use. Cloud 2 is very different. And in the same way that we see with the consumer shift, with Cloud 2, we're going to see new types of collaboration, new types of productivity, and we're going to see real time become a seminal part, a critical part, the essence of what this computing is. And on top of that, the way the data and the applications and the content are delivered are going to completely shift into this new world that we can barely describe, that we're listening to you, our customers, for the answers on social data, on social apps, on social content, and a social platform. These are things that we've never had before in enterprise computing. The consumers have it. Consumers have social data where they're collaborating on YouTube and sharing videos and photos easily over the net. Consumers have it where they're able to, add applications easily and collaborate. We see it with a killer new application with social gaming, and where social gaming companies have huge momentum as this next generation of killer apps on that new consumer internet. Social apps. We see it with social content, with the fundamental collaboration in these networks, and the ability to build these applications easily for our customers so that they can get to their users and deliver that productivity. Because those consumers who are getting trained in that next generation of computing, those consumers are going to demand that capability soon enough in the enterprise, just in the same way that they demanded it from their own IT departments that manifested Salesforce.com. So to show you the glimpse of this next generation of computing, we have created the event today, and we're taking this event on the road to talk about this shift from Cloud 1 to Cloud 2, to talk about this shift that's fundamentally happening on the consumer internet as well, and how we at Salesforce.com have to also change, how we have to shift, how we have to evolve, and how we have to deliver this next generation of applications. Leveraging the power that we have in the past with our infrastructure, with our platform, and certainly you, our customers, but also being able to deliver this next generation of capability that we believe that you're going to demand. And we believe that we're one of the very first companies to do this. And while all other enterprise software companies, traditional enterprise software companies are in disarray, they've had dropping growth rates and significant management changes, we're here today to step up and to show you a vision for the next decade of computing and how you, as our customers, can now supercharge your own implementations with this exciting new capability. So I've asked Craig Swenson, our SVP of Product Marketing, to walk you through this new capability. Please welcome him to the stage. Craig?